Graham Elliot had it all: hit TV shows, Michelin-level restaurants, and a reputation as the nicest judge on MasterChef. With his white glasses and easy smile, he became one of the most recognizable chefs in America. But fast forward to today: closed restaurants, lawsuits, health scares, and a quiet disappearance from the spotlight. It seems like this is the end of Elliot's career. Graham Elliot Bowles was born in Seattle in 1977, but he didn't stay there for long. His father was in the Navy, which meant his family was always moving. In the military, they call kids like him Navy brats. While other kids had one house and the same friends for years, Graham's life was lived on the road.
Dude, you're a Navy brat. You did not have that experience at all.
No.
You were like, I'm the new kid again.
Yeah.
I'm the new kid again.
I had to reinvent myself all the time.
Yes.
So I lived in Hawaii, and it was like tomorrow's the first day of school, and I'm like the skater kid, and I love to surf. And then you move, to like Southern Maryland, and you all of a sudden try to act like you're Eminem.
Yeah, right.
Or you're like, or all you wear camo because you love hunting. It's just, and you hold your breath as long as you're there, and then you get to move and do it again.
He didn't learn about food in a fancy school. He learned about it by traveling. By the time he was only 16 years old, he had lived in or visited all 50 states in America.
Oh, I was always into food. I've been to all 50 states, traveled the world because my dad was in the Navy. So, I've had the chance to eat things like monkey and dog and everything in between. So anything that's really weird, I jump to. So that's what I was doing at that age.
He even lived in places as far away as the Philippines. Every time his family moved to a new city, Graham got to taste new things. He ate street food in Asia and spicy food in the American South.
Well, actually, this is the easy reminder. So this is my little personal map of where I grew up. So born in Washington, and then lived in California, Maryland, Virginia, Texas, Vermont, Illinois, Philippines, and Hawaii. And so 15 total schools, 3 different high schools. Loved going on road trips. So I've been to all 50 states. So I love driving everywhere and seeing as many things as possible.
Yeah.
And from that, you obviously learn how diverse the country is in the cuisine, and how it's not just American food, right? It's like micro, like this state and this city is different. This area over here versus this lake versus down over there. And that really turned me on to food. I mean, I've always loved moving around, trying new things.
He learned that the world was full of different flavors. This lifestyle taught him how to be adaptable. Growing up this way made Graham feel like a bit of an outsider. He didn't like following strict rules, and he hated sitting still in a classroom. He called his way of thinking a pirate ship mentality. He wanted to be creative, he wanted to be free, and he wanted to go on adventures. When he was 17, he made a huge choice. He decided that high school just wasn't for him.
Basically, the day I turned 18, after being in these 3 high school, and I just did not like school.
Yeah.
So got my GED, knew that I wanted to cook because the chef in the restaurant had gone to the culinary school.
Yes,
exactly. So I was like, this is what I want to do. There's no reason to continue to do like another year of high, like I'm done. 18, going to cooking school. That way, by the time I was done at 20.
He didn't want to wait for a teacher to tell him what to do. So he dropped out. He didn't have a plan or a degree, but he had a lot of energy. He was ready to start his life on his own terms. Graham's first stop was the very bottom of the ladder. He got a job as a dishwasher and a busboy. It was hard, sweaty work.
You basically get a busboy job, and that's really what starts it, right?
Absolutely. At 17, moving around again, moved to Virginia. As soon as I moved to Virginia, I was like, okay, I want a job down the street. There was a little restaurant, went over there, got a job as a busboy, eventually moved into the kitchen, doing dishes, and then also just helping out. Like everyone knows, right? In the kitchen, it's, okay, this is your position, but really it's you're doing whatever we want you to do.
Everybody's on deck.
Paint my house and come back.
Pick up the dry cleaning and
100%.
He spent all day scrubbing grease and carrying heavy trays. To most people, this sounds like a tough job, but for Graham, it was a sanctuary, a safe place.
We already got our mushrooms, no big deal. Got our potatoes. You always want to kind of be multitasking, and the other thing is what we in the kitchen kind of say, you want to work the pan, meaning, again, it's all about the ingredient that's in the pan. You know what I mean? You don't want to just sit there and do this. Like this pan is over the heat, so if it's...
In the loud, messy world of a kitchen, Graham finally felt at home.
Saying that, we're not in the hospitality business, not in the food business, we're in the make it happen business, right? Like there's 2 cooks that are sick, we have 20 on the books, and all of a sudden there's like 100.
You're up.
Party walk in, right? You can either freak out and cry, you can be like, bring it, what else do you have, right?
Yeah.
Life hands you lemons, and you're just like, bring them,
I
give
like
me more
citrus
lemons.
fruit. Yeah.
Exactly.
It didn't matter that he didn't have a high school diploma. In a kitchen, the only thing that matters is how hard you work and how well you cook.
Hey guys, it's Elliot from MasterChef here in Chicago at GEB. We're going to be inviting some Le Cordon Bleu students in to partake in the Mystery Box Challenge. Hey guys, how we doing? Good. I'm Elliot. Welcome to GEB. This is our new restaurant, which is a bistro concept. What we're going to be doing today is a play on the Mystery Box, which is what we do on MasterChef on Fox. So are we ready to go?
Yeah.
He loved the noise and the speed. He realized that he wasn't just washing dishes. He was starting his journey to become a chef. He had found his pirate ship, but wanting to be a cook is one thing. Surviving the world's most difficult kitchens is another. To go from a dishwasher to a master, Graham had to go through the crucible. If his early years as a Navy brat gave Graham his creativity, his time with a chef named Charlie Trotter gave him his discipline. In the world of cooking, Charlie Trotter was legendary.
Well, I don't come from a restaurant background. My family certainly wasn't, they were not restaurateurs or anything, far from it. In fact, they hated restaurants. But when I was a student at the university, I used to cook for my roommates, and one thing led to the next. And after I graduated, I said, yeah, I want to be a cook. I want to see where this goes, and began to work my way along, and so that was a long time ago.
He was like a strict drill sergeant, and his restaurant in Chicago was a training camp for the best chefs on earth. In this kitchen, there was a very strict chain of command. You had to start at the bottom and work your way up. Trotter's kitchen was run with military precision. Everything had to be perfect. If a single leaf of parsley was slightly tilted, or if a plate had a tiny water spot, the whole dish was thrown away. There was no such thing as good enough. Graham spent 3 years in this intense environment. He wasn't just working, he was surviving a battle. He often lived on only 4 hours of sleep a night. He was like a sponge, soaking up every bit of knowledge about how to lead a team and how to treat expensive ingredients with respect. It was a period of extreme pressure that would have made most people quit, but Graham stayed. He wanted to be the best. All that hard work and lack of sleep soon paid off in a big way.
Well, that way, by the time I was done at 20, I was already working, I was already on the path, I knew what I wanted to do, I was able to commit to that, and so graduated right when I turned 20 from...
Graham moved to a restaurant called Avenues in the Peninsula Hotel, and the rest of the country started to notice him. In 2004, when he was only 27 years old, he was named one of the best new chefs in America by Food and Wine magazine. But the biggest moment came shortly after. Graham became the youngest chef in the entire United States to earn a 4-star rating from the Chicago Tribune.
Chef Elliot has also cooked for President Obama and Oprah and his co. At 27, he became the youngest 4-star chef ever to be named in a major U.S. city. So good morning.
Great morning with us.
In the world of food, this was like winning an Olympic gold medal before you're even 30.
Welcome all the way from Chicago, a legend of modern cuisine, Master Chef Graham Elliot.
Do we know what we're in for with this guy? He's one of the most talented chefs on the planet.
He had officially proven that he wasn't just a pirate anymore. He was a prodigy. He had mastered the rules of the world's toughest kitchens, and now he was finally ready to break them and become a star on his own terms. Now that he was a top chef, it was time for Graham to stop following other people's rules and start making his own.
Don't worry, you guys aren't competing against me. That would be totally unfair.
Give you an amazing opportunity to see what a true professional chef could do in 1 hour without any advantage of any preparation.
And no, for the record, I don't know what's in the box.
Chef Elliot, please take to your station.
Aye, aye.
Right.
In 2008, Graham opened his very own restaurant in Chicago. He named it after himself, Graham Elliot.
Chef Graham Elliot, who I have to confess, literally prepared the best meal that I have ever had. I had it in Chicago a few years back, and he is about to open his 3rd restaurant in Chicago, GEB.
But he didn't want it to be like the fancy places he worked at before. He hated the quiet rooms and the stiff white tablecloths. He wanted his restaurant to feel like a rock and roll party. He played loud music and wore t-shirts instead of chef coats. He called this bistronomics. It was a big word for a simple idea: serving world-class food to regular people in a fun way. Graham loved to surprise people. He would take kid snacks, like Cheez-Its or gummy bears, and turn them into expensive, delicious dishes. People loved it.
Graham, 3 dishes. Come on, what are you doing?
I'm gonna do a English breakfast for you. I'm gonna do a stuffed French toast with banana and
Show off.
No, simple, but tasty.
Wow.
He was proving that you didn't have to be boring to be a great chef.
I am dying to taste these 3. Come on, what a show off. Seriously, they look great.
Thank you. I tried to keep it simple. For myself, I made a soft scrambled smoked salmon with a dill salsa verde, a little bit of grilled asparagus and shaved shallot. Christina, I did a chocolate hazelnut spread and cream cheese stuffed French toast with bruleed banana.
Thank you.
And Chef Ramsay, I tried to do English breakfast.
It looks amazing. Dying to dig in. Mine was delicious. Christina?
Mine was so delicious, and that bruleed banana is just
Amazing.
the best example of...
Around this time, Graham started wearing something that would change his life, a pair of bright white-rimmed glasses. At first, they were just glasses to help him see, but soon, everyone began to recognize him because of them. The white glasses became his logo. They were like a superhero mask. When he put them on, he wasn't just a cook anymore. Il was a brand. Because of his fun style and his cool look, television producers invited him to be a judge on a new show called MasterChef. He became a global star. While Gordon Ramsay was the mean boss, Graham became the nice guy. He was the judge who encouraged the cooks and smiled. Millions of people around the world fell in love with the jolly chef in the white glasses. Graham was now so famous that even the most important leaders wanted to eat his food. In 2010, President Barack Obama chose Graham's restaurant to celebrate his 49th birthday. Think about that for a second. The President of the United States could have gone anywhere in the world, but he chose to eat Graham's food. This was the highest point of Graham's career. He had gone from a high school dropout washing dishes to a superstar cooking for the president.
Well, folks, my buddy's back, and he's one of Chicago's hottest restaurateurs and a judge for the TV hit series MasterChef and MasterChef Junior. It's great, man. Please welcome back my buddy, Chef Graham Elliot.
All right. How are you, sir? Good to see you.
Feeling, man?
Good.
All right, man, let's get into it.
But as the Graham Elliot brand grew bigger and bigger, the man behind the glasses was starting to feel the weight of it all. From the outside, it looked like Graham was living a perfect life, but on the inside, it was starting to feel like a nightmare. Even though Graham was famous and successful, he was carrying a very heavy secret. The stress of being a TV star and running many restaurants at the same time was hurting him. His weight had climbed to 400 pounds. He was so big that it was getting hard for him to move around his own kitchen. His doctors told him he was in serious danger. He was the jolly chef on TV.
Do you think you should be safe from this pressure test?
The only person that seemed to really care about the plate that was going out, trying to be vocal, trying to almost step up and fix everything. Luca, go upstairs. You're safe.
But behind the scenes, he was exhausted and sick. He realized that if he didn't change his life soon, he might not be around to see his kids grow up. It wasn't just his health that was failing. In 2012, a huge problem hit his business. Some of the people who worked for him said they weren't being paid correctly. They said the money they earned from tips, the extra money customers leave, was being handled the wrong way. This turned into a big legal fight called a lawsuit. For a man known as the nice guy of the food world, this was a huge blow to his reputation. People started to wonder if Graham was really as nice as he looked on TV.
Chef Graham Elliot!
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing incredible. So psyched that you guys let me be here.
You're on every station in town except WGN, so we wanted to correct that.
Yes.
Welcome to Channel 9.
Thank you.
Running a restaurant is very expensive and very hard work. In the city of Chicago, people expect the food to be perfect every single night. But because Graham was busy filming MasterChef and traveling, he couldn't be in his restaurants all the time. Without him there, things started to fall apart. His famous restaurant, Graham Elliot, had to close its doors. Then, another new restaurant he opened closed in less than a year. Graham was stuck. He was a brand that everyone knew, but his actual business was disappearing. He was famous on TV, but he was losing his home in the Chicago food world. He was in a gilded cage, which means he looked like a king on the outside, but he felt like a prisoner on the inside. He knew he couldn't keep going like this. He had to make a choice. Keep playing a character on TV, or leave it all behind to save himself. Most people would have just given up, but Graham remembered that Navy brat kid who knew how to pack a bag and start over. Graham realized that to save his life, he had to say goodbye to the character he was playing on TV. In 2013, he had a special surgery to help his body lose weight. It worked. He lost 150 pounds. He looked like a completely different person.
Well, I still love sweets, so ice cream and candy, you know. But what I've learned is that I don't have to eat it as long as it's there and I know I can.
Right.
Then I'm okay. I don't have to, but it's like a safety thing, like a Xanax. But the other thing are Cheez-Its. It's, you know, a crutch, has been for years.
He didn't just lose the weight. He started running in races and taking care of his heart so he could be there for his family.
Okay, now, Graham, I'm going to ask you the same question everyone else is probably asking you. We all tuned in last Monday and we only saw half of the Graham we know and love. So please tell us real quick about your dramatic weight loss. How much weight did you lose and why did you decide to lose the weight?
Yeah, so I'm now down from 400 to 250 pounds, so 150-pound weight loss. And the reason is, you know, getting to that number and all the health issues that come with it, and the fact that I had just had a new baby boy, I realized that, you know, it was a selfish way to live, and I couldn't accept being the big, round, fun, you know, overweight guy, and I had to take control of my life, so that's what I did, and, you know, I've been changing my diet and running and just doing everything possible to get in shape.
But he knew that changing his body was only the first step. He had to change his whole world.
And he's also celebrating the launch of his first cookbook because he's a busy guy. Cooking Like a Master Chef 101 Recipes to Make the Everyday Extraordinary is in bookstores right now. But right now, Graham's with us in our kitchen, and you're already busy at work.
Can you believe it? Always.
Always. And looking great doing it.
Oh,
I just
thank you. I'm trying.
Svelte, looking great. Look at you. Look at you.
Show the guns.
Okay, so.
He made a brave choice. He walked away from MasterChef. He didn't want to be the good cop judge anymore. He wanted to go back to being a real chef. Finally, he did something that shocked the food world. He left Chicago, the city where he became a star, and moved all the way to Texas. In Texas, Graham found a fresh start. He joined a group of people who love food as much as he does. He wasn't under the bright, hot lights of a TV studio anymore. He traded his fancy celebrity clothes for a cowboy hat and a pair of boots. He teamed up with a new partner named Felipe Armenta. Together, they opened new restaurants that are high quality, but much more relaxed. One is called Cowboy Prime, where he cooks amazing steaks. Another is called Le Margot, which is a beautiful French restaurant that people in Texas absolutely love. Graham is finally happy. He isn't chasing fame or trying to be the most famous person on earth. He spends more time with his 3 sons and focuses on making good food for people who truly appreciate it.
So I'm not even sure how I approach eating this.
The era of the white glasses is officially over. Graham Elliot finally stopped being a brand and went back to being a chef.